if somebody wants to move abroad, wants to go to Middle East to start off his career as an English language trainer, you think so such kind of certifications can help them?
Yes, they do. There are so many other certifications, TESOL, TEFL, and then the CELTA and CELTAs. So these certifications basically are globally recognized one. They are offered by University of Cambridge as well, then offered by Teachaway and international teaching language schools as well. So these are globally recognized certifications. They can help you land and secure any good job, even in Middle East or other native countries as well, because now we know there's an influx of immigration and these other issues as well. So these are very helpful because you know how to plan lesson for different stage and for different level of students. So I think that even if you are not going abroad, I think one must have such certification
If he wants to be a teacher.
If you want to be a good teacher. Remember, I was just telling you about a movie I saw. There was this dialogue, अच्छा बुरा बच्चा कोई नहीं होता, अच्छा और बुरा उस्ताद होता है, ठीक है? तो it all comes to teacher in the end, like it all comes to parent as well. बच्चे अच्छे बुरे नहीं होते, ये माँ बाप की तरबियत होती है. Remember this thing? So टीचर्स को अगर अच्छे से अच्छा होना है ना, तो दे नीड टू हैव देयर प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट.
Exactly. In your observation, जी, like you have talked about teachers' methodology a lot, and might be that this is what we expect from like I think in Pakistan I have observed, but I also teach in the few universities, and I have observed one thing, that students are expecting a lot from us. Right?
Yeah.
And they always compare. I remember that I was teaching in a very good university in Islamabad back in 2021. तो वहाँ पे हमेशा स्टूडेंट्स मेरे साथ यही डिबेट करते थे कि मैम चेक करें ऑक्सफोर्ड में क्या हो रहा है, मैम चेक करें कैम्ब्रिज में क्या हो रहा है, चेक करें फलां जो वेल रैंक्ड यूनिवर्सिटी है वहाँ की मेथोडोलॉजी है, मेरा कज़न वहाँ पे क्या उसने बताया ऐसा हुआ वैसा हुआ. व्हाट डू यू थिंक? सो कौन सी ऐसी चीज़ है पाकिस्तान में जो टीचर्स को रोक रही है एक अच्छा टीचर ना बनने में, या हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम में किस किस्म की कोई लाइक यू कैन सी एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ लूप होल क्या जो यार दिस इज द मेजर रीजन वी डू ब्लेम टीचर्स अ लॉट बाय द एंड?
I think it's not fair to blame teachers every time, because it comes to resources as well. If there are good universities like Islamic University, Namal, they have resources, so they conduct different workshops for their teachers, and then they're training their teachers, right? They are, English Access program, and there are different other programs where they are training their teachers and all. But then when it comes to public universities and public colleges and the lecturers over there, they are having funding issues, they are having resourcing issues. If they are not being provided by different opportunities, okay, if they are not being offered different platforms to grow themselves or go for professional development, how can you expect teachers to do that? Because you know the wages, they are minimum. Sometimes courses are so expensive, not everyone can afford it.
So I think you're right that it's very important to provide different sort of sources to the teachers as well. उनके पास resources नहीं होंगे, they would not be able to become a very good teacher. Like think about those teachers जो हमारे remote areas में हैं, and they are not able to have such kind of trainings. They have no idea what is lesson planning. They have no idea what kind of activities they can incorporate in the lesson plans. वहाँ पे टीचिंग सिस्टम का क्या इशू होगा? हम तो लाइक वी आर इन इस्लामाबाद एंड वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दीज थिंग्स एंड वी नो दैट एवरी डे वी आर लर्निंग अ न्यू थिंग बीइंग अ टीचर. हर दिन आपको पता चलता है कि आप ये चीज़ सीखते हैं, आप कहते हैं अच्छा ठीक है कल मैंने इससे अच्छा टीचर बनना है. अगर आप में वो एक कॉन्शियस है कि यार आई वॉन्ट टू बी अ गुड ट्रेनर बाय द एंड ऑफ द डे. एंड लाइक आई रिमेंबर कि जब मैंने पढ़ाना शुरू किया था तब से आज तक जब मैं कंपेयर करती हूँ अपने आप को, तो मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ यार मैं कितनी पैथेटिक टीचर थी. शायद हो सकता है 5 साल के बाद में मैं दोबारा आई एम गोइंग टू से द सेम थिंग, बट आई थिंक दिस इज हाउ यू लर्न कि आपके पास जब डिफरेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज आ रही होती हैं एंड यू गेट टू नो कि अच्छा ठीक है टीचर इस तरीके से भी हो सकता है, टीचर को इस तरीके से भी लाइक अपना लेसन इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकता है. दिस इज हाउ. एंड फॉर बीइंग अ गुड टीचर यू नीड टू बी अ गुड रिसर्चर एज वेल, राइट? आप पहले खुद पढ़ेंगे, आप खुद रिसर्च करेंगे, you will get to know about the backgrounds of different students, then by the end you will be a good like teacher.
Yeah,
I would
this
say.
reminded me of this need analysis thing. That whenever you are going to teach a class, you need to do a survey or a need analysis of that class, that at which level they are standing and what are their expectations from a
Exactly.
teacher. Because if you are meeting the expectations of the students, and that's how you get to learn the things that the students are also learning. I also did my one of the certification from University of Michigan. It was word and word order. It was about that thing because I'm also into editing and proofreading as well. So that helped me a lot. And in that tutorial, the tutor said that there are only I think it was that, or it was University of Arizona. I'm just mixing it. There was my tutor, and he said that there are just 4 seconds in which your personality clicks your students.
Exactly.
ठीक है, तो अगर आप क्लास में आ रहे हैं, you are giving a very positive and happy aura to the students, so that will remain till the end of the degree. Okay.
Exactly.
So those things are like your happy and positive aura matters a lot. Okay. And then the way you are engaging your students in your lesson, they matter a lot.
Exactly.
So these are the things that they make teachers stand up. We are the privileged teacher, I must say, because we had good schooling, we've been blessed with so many good opportunities, and even till now, if we get a good opportunity, we grab it. We just grab it because
Exactly.
we don't have to do struggles like other people of remote area and other people
Might be we have done that struggle back.
I cannot say that for myself.
Because from my side, I believe I have done a lot. So that's why, like, it's not a kind of a criticism, but I would say that if there is any teacher who is not putting effort to be a good teacher, that is somehow it's his mistake or her mistake.
Yeah, that's right. Like, though we are privileged teachers, but I must say we did put our efforts. ठीक है,
Exactly.
अगर हमें देखो पढ़ाने का भी तरीका होता है ना, जरूरी नहीं होता हर टीचर को पढ़ाना आता हो.
Exactly.
ठीक है, तो आप अपने आप के अंदर कैसे इम्प्रूवमेंट लेके आते हैं, आप किस तरह से करते हैं, कैसे सीखते हैं अपने आप. अब I cannot say I was a good teacher, like you just mentioned before,
Exactly.
right?
Like at that time हमें लग रहा
किया
था
ना.
exactly at that time हमें लग रहा था यार हमसे बेहतर टीचर कोई नहीं हो सकता.
है ना?
जब मैंने पहली दफा विजिटिंग में
शुरू
यूनिवर्सिटी
में
में
वो
पढ़ाना
खुशी
शुरू
भी
किया,
होती है ना थोड़ी सी.
like first time when I started teaching, तो मुझे लगा कि यार मैं तो इतनी अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटीज में मुझे यार अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल गई है, मुझ में तो कुछ था तभी तो उन्होंने किया. लेकिन नाउ जब मैंने उनको पढ़ा लिया 1-2 साल, and then like I started working with another university, and now I am doing kind of research, so I feel like, oh my god,
I have been through that
teacher
research phase. Okay, that's another story. But the thing is that every day you learn. Every day you learn a lot, and it's all up to you. It's all up to you that how you develop yourself.
exactly.
हम एक दूसरे से बात करें, हमने एक दूसरे से बहुत कुछ सीखा होगा. 1 घंटे के बीच में सीखा होगा. हम क्लास में बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं, हम बाजू को तुमसे नहीं वोकैबुलरी के वर्ड सीख रहे होते हैं. वोकैबुलरी इज अनलिमिटेड ना, इतने सारे लफ्ज होते हैं भाई, कितने कितने याद करेंगे हम. तो द थिंग इज दैट कि एवरी डे यू लर्न समथिंग न्यू और इट हेल्प्स यू ग्रूम.
Yes.
अगर आप वहीं रुक जाए ना कि भाई नहीं बस मैं क्यों सीखूं, मुझे तो सब आता है, मैं सीखा सिखाया टीचर हूँ, वहां पे आपके करियर ग्रोथ की भी एंड हो जाती है, वहां पे प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट की भी एंड हो जाती है. और आई थिंक देन यू बिकम जस्ट लाइक ऑर्थोडॉक्स टीचर.
Exactly. And we are like we have become teachers in such a challenging time कि हमें पढ़ाने वालों का जो जनरेशनल ग्रुप था वो बड़ा डिफरेंट था.
Yeah.
हम जिनको पढ़ा रहे हैं that is the millennial generation.
Yeah.
मुझे लगता है one of the biggest challenge that we have faced, क्योंकि जो teachers
students before they don't ask questions, they never used to
the kind
dare
of
to
teachers
ask
we use.
questions.
आज मेरी early morning I was having this discussion with my colleague, and he said the same thing कि अगर कोई student, हम like being a student, अगर मेरे teacher मुझे ये बात कहते हैं कि यार बात सुनिए आपने 10 minutes के बाद आना है, तो मैं 10 मिनट्स के बाद ना आई विल मेक श्योर कि मैं पूरे उस 10 मिनट के बाद आऊँ. द रीजन इज दैट कि वो एक काइंड ऑफ फियर था कि यार नहीं टीचर ने ये बात बोल दिया, या टीचर से मैं कभी कोई पर्सनल क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछ सकती, या टीचर को मैं ये नहीं कह सकती कि यार आज आप लेट आई हैं मैम, इज एवरीथिंग ओके. लेकिन आज का स्टूडेंट इज गोना आस्क यू एवरी सॉर्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चन.
They are more like your friends rather than your students.
Exactly.
They even if you allow a space, they still become very friendly with you.
Exactly.
But I think if student know they know their distance, and teachers they know their distance, so within that distance they can be friends,
But again,
they can enjoy
like,
that.
if having
Frankness, they
having
can enjoy
that kind of a relationship is a different thing. But I think it has made teaching very challenging as well.
because they can bluntly say, ma'am, you're wrong.
Exactly. And again,
I read something like this in my other class. So either you are wrong, either the other teacher is wrong. So who
Exactly.
is wrong? So they challenge you at that spot. This happens. But then again, if you are developing yourself with the pace of time, you know, then now there are online teaching, then there is remote teaching, there is workplace teaching, whatsoever the method or mode is. You need to develop yourself as well. Na?
exactly.
आप
And
खुद के
again,
साथ साथ चलेंगे तो
developing yourself and developing your students as well.
या
If I talk
अगर आप
about
अपने
this
आप को
thing.
डेवलप करेंगे, आपको पता होगा टेक्निक्स क्या है, आजकल के स्टूडेंट्स की डिमांड क्या है, उन डिमांड्स को केटर करना आ जाएगा आपको. जब आपको ये सारी चीजें आ जाएंगी तो आपको पढ़ाना भी अच्छा लगेगा.
अच्छा, एक
students को
जनरल
पढ़ना भी अच्छा
ऑब्जर्वेशन है मेरी, स्टूडेंट्स हमसे क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं. एवरी डे आई एम टीचिंग, राइट? एवरी डे आई गो एंड आई टेक द क्लासेस, एंड आई हैव ऑब्जर्व वन थिंग कि अगर हमारी 60 मिनट्स की क्लास है तो मेरा स्टूडेंट मुझसे ये एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा है कि मैं 40 से 45 मिनट्स बोलूँ, और अगले 15 मिनट में चलो ठीक है जो डिस्कशन हो रही है कुछ ऐसा हो रहा है. लाइक आई रियली वांट टू रिलेट दिस विद दैट, like there's one writer, she's a very popular writer in Pakistan, and she talked about this thing कि she had the experience of teaching in US and then she had the experience of teaching in Pakistan as well. Somebody asked that what's the major difference. She said, when I was teaching in US, I used to email my students that, okay, tomorrow we are going to have a discussion on this topic. And the other day when I go, I was just having, the students were asking questions, I was just answering them. And it's more like having a discussion with each other, right? I was learning from them, they were learning from me, but it was crucial for the teacher that he or she has to do a lot of research. Like she should have a grip on that topic. But that teacher is not going to have a lecture in that case. When she said that I came to Pakistan, and she's actually taught in Lahore basically, and she said the students were like, I was keep emailing them and telling them, okay, do read this book for the next class. When they come and I ask that, have you read that book? And they're like, no ma'am, आज आप पढ़ाएंगी ना तो हम देख लेंगे क्या पढ़ा रही हैं आप. एंड शी सेड कि आई फेस्ड अ लॉट ऑफ चैलेंज, क्योंकि स्टूडेंट मुझसे ये एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा था कि अच्छा ठीक है मैं कोई टॉपिक पढ़ा रही हूँ तो मैं आपको बताऊंगी, अच्छा दिस इज द टॉपिक, द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट यू कैन राइट this, the second thing you can write this, the third thing you can write this. Like whatever the information should be delivered in that lecture would be delivered by the teacher. Student का कोई अपना उसमें input नहीं होगा. तो मुझे लगता है उस लिहाज से भी in Pakistan teaching is challenging, क्योंकि हमें अपने students को दोबारा mind उनका train भी करना है कि बेटा आपने भी research करनी है. You have to be independent in learning, so that it can become like easy, smooth, and more insightful for both the parties.
I think this has become very genetic disorder kind of a thing.
Exactly.
कि आपके ना आप लकीर के फकीर बन गए ना, वो जो एक सदियों पुराना तरीका चल रहा था सारे उसी के ऊपर चल रहे हैं, पढ़ो डिग्री लो आगे पढ़ाओ और वही आप भाई बच्चा ना बोले आपने वही पढ़ाना है और आज. I was never a staunch supporter of this thing, like never ever, not even in my undergraduate degree. I still remember I used to say that students should have this kind of inquisitive nature. They should ask questions from the teachers and all. First time in my third semester, I guess, third or fourth semester, Dr. Munazza was teaching us.
Okay, nice.
So she was teaching us critical theories course and all. So that was the first time when I found place like a place where I can talk about anything which is coming in my mind during the lecture. She was a very strong supporter. She still is a strong supporter of critical thinking, that one should have this inquisitive nature to ask question. So वो मुझे क्लास बड़ा लेने का मजा आता था और मैं सबसे पहले बैठी होती थी उस क्लास में. I still remember my friends Annie, Fatma and the whole group. They used to say इसको बड़ा शौक होता है जाके सबसे पहले बैठी होती है ना. तो आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर कि वो जब आपको टीचर एक स्पेस देता है, आप बोलते हैं, आप अपने आइडियाज शेयर करते हैं ना, वो चीज आपको लर्न करने में हेल्प करती है.
Exactly.
लेकिन अब बहुत सारी चीजें आ जाती हैं. बच्चे कुछ शाय होते हैं, दे डोंट वांट टू आस्क क्वेश्चन. कुछ को अपनी इंग्लिश पे इतना कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं होता कि इंग्लिश की क्लास में इंग्लिश में सवाल पूछे.
बिल्कुल
ठीक है. सो आई थिंक क्लासरूम के अंदर एक ऐसा माहौल होना चाहिए कि अगर आप गलत इंग्लिश भी बोल रहे हैं ना, आपने आइडिया डिलीवर कर दिया है, ठीक है, तो टीचर आगे से या क्लास वालों को मजाक न उड़ाए।
ठीक है।
अगर कोई एक बार उड़ाता है ना, आप थोड़ा सा उसको सख्ती करें ताकि अगले का थोड़ा सा सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस ना खराब हो। तो आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर कि आपने ट्रेडिशनल मेथड से बाहर अगर जाके पढ़ना है ना, तब आप ज्यादा चीजें याद रखते हैं।
एग्जैक्टली।
और अगर टीचर भी ट्रेडिशनल मेथड से बाहर जाके पढ़ाएगा तो उसको पढ़ाने का भी मजा आएगा,
Exactly.
पढ़ने का भी। और फॉर दैट थिंग आई थिंक एवरी टीचर इन पाकिस्तान शुड
Do
do
CELTA.
because the thing which I was struggling throughout was teacher talk time. Okay,
Exactly.
this is a concept which they polish you throughout the course. Reduce your teacher talk time. Less is more. Less you tell them. You give them one sentence and do operation or surgery of that sentence or do whatever you want to do with that one sentence. उसके affirmative निकालें, questions, interrogative, negative, ये वो सही वो, और आपने एक टेंस को एक सेंटेंस से इतना अच्छा पढ़ा दिया जो सारी जिंदगी याद रहेगा, बजाय ये कि आप पूरी पूरी एक्सरसाइज दे दें और उन्हें समझाएं और पढ़ाएं।
एग्जैक्टली।
ठीक है। सो आई थिंक कि सर्टिफिकेशंस जो होती हैं ना, वो आपको इन चीज़ों में हेल्प करती हैं कि आपने पढ़ाना किस तरह से है, क्लास किस तरह से लेके जानी है, उस क्लास में आपने पढ़ाना क्या है, उस क्लास के अंदर आपने बच्चों को कराना क्या है, वो आपकी डिग्री आपको हेल्प करती है उस चीज़ के अंदर।
ठीक है।
आपने डिग्री में पढ़ा, आपने रिसर्च किया। आई मस्ट से दैट आई डिड माई BS इन इंग्लिश लिटरेचर एंड लैंग्वेज फ्रॉम इस्लामिक यूनिवर्सिटी एंड आई बिलीव दैट इट इज वन ऑफ द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट अंडर ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम। ओके, कि मैंने जो कुछ अपने अंडर ग्रेजुएट में पढ़ा, मुझे इवन MPhil तक वो हेल्प आउट करता रहा था।
Exactly.
कि MPhil became very easy for me. हालांकि it's not very easy, it's quite challenging and
Exactly.
all. But the thing is that why it was interesting and why I learned so many things, because my teachers, after obviously in first 3 semester you have reservations, then आप आस्ते आस्ते खुलना शुरू हो जाते हैं। तो my teachers, they helped me a lot in grooming myself. I can name so many teachers जिनसे मैंने बहुत कुछ सीख के मैं एक कतूफा बनी हूँ। ठीक है, ठीक। I remember the way Ma'am Rafia used to laugh in the class, share jokes and make us do phonology and these kind of things. डॉक्टर मुनज़ा, डॉक्टर सोनिया ये हमसे पूछती होती थी कि भाई लाइक हाउ दे यूज्ड टू empathetically dealing with your problems and all, and then making you critically think outside the box. फिर उसके बाद डॉक्टर अस्मा, I am still afraid of you, sorry ma'am. But she was one of those teacher who gave me idea कि आपने inquisitive कैसे होना है, आपने अपनी लर्निंग कैसे करनी है, और आपने अपने आप को इम्प्रूव कैसे करना है।
Thank you so much, Atufa, for joining us today. And I'm so happy that you have become the part of this platform. I always wanted you to be here. And I am going to have another podcast with you soon, where we can talk about language teaching, we can talk about Lingua Club's vision as well. And I would say that you have been a great resource for Lingua Club as well. And
thank you for that platform. To be very honest, I am having very good time. So I hope that it flourish and ace and achieve all the dreams in the coming future.
And whatever the conversation we have done today related to CELTA, I believe it's going to be very helpful for all those people who wants to improve their language teaching or the language learning process as well. And even if you are looking for having the same kind of professional career in your life, I believe that this is going to help you out in many ways. In our next podcast, we are going to talk about the same sort of certifications like TESOL and TEFL. We are going to call people who have done those certifications and how these certifications can help them to become a different or the unique teacher as well. So for now, I am going to sign it off, and thank you so much for tuning in. See you in our next podcast.